Have you ever finished a day of studying or deep work and felt completely exhausted, even though your body barely moved? No running, no lifting, no physical effort. So why do you feel like you just ran a marathon? Because something inside your head has been working non-stop, burning energy at a shocking rate. Your brain is only 2% of your body weight, yet it quietly consumes 20% of all your energy, all day, every day, even while you're doing absolutely nothing. Why is this 3-pound organ so unbelievably hungry? And what is it doing 24/7 that costs this much power? To understand that, we need to look inside the most energy-expensive object in the known universe, your brain. It's not just in your head. Well, actually, it is. Your brain, despite being about 2% of your body weight, is a massive energy hog, consuming a whopping 20% of your body's total energy. But why? What is this 3-pound lump of tissue doing that requires so much power? Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of neuroscience to uncover the secrets behind our brain's incredible energy appetite. Let's start with the basics. Your brain is made up of about 86 billion neurons, and these neurons are constantly talking to each other. This communication is the foundation of every thought, memory, emotion, and action you experience. Think of it like a massive, intricate telephone network. Every call, every connection requires energy. This energy comes in the form of a molecule called ATP, or adenosine triphosphate, which is the universal energy currency of our cells. Your body produces ATP primarily by breaking down glucose, which is why your brain is so dependent on the sugar you get from your food. So, where exactly is all this energy going? A huge chunk, maybe up to 75% of the brain's energy budget, is spent on just keeping the neurons ready to fire. It's like leaving your car engine idling all the time. This resting state or baseline activity is crucial. Neurons maintain an electrical charge across their membranes, a state known as the resting potential. This is achieved by actively pumping ions, specifically sodium and potassium ions, in and out of the cell. This process, run by what's called the sodium-potassium pump, is incredibly energy-intensive. It's this constant state of readiness that allows your brain to react almost instantaneously to the world around you. Without it, your reaction times would be painfully slow. Now, what happens when you actually think about something? When a neuron fires, it sends an electrical signal, called an action potential, down its axon. This triggers the release of chemical messengers called neurotransmitters into the synapse, the tiny gap between neurons. These neurotransmitters then travel across the synapse and bind to the next neuron, passing the message along. This entire process, releasing neurotransmitters, recycling them, and then reestablishing the ion balance after firing, consumes a tremendous amount of ATP. Every single thought, from deciding what to have for breakfast to solving a complex math problem, involves millions of these energy-guzzling synaptic transmissions. But it's not just about active thinking. A lot of the brain's energy is dedicated to what we might call housekeeping or maintenance. Your brain is constantly repairing itself, pruning unused connections and strengthening important ones. This process, known as synaptic plasticity, is the physical basis of learning and memory. When you learn a new skill, your brain physically rewires itself, forming new and stronger connections between neurons. This construction project requires a lot of raw materials and energy. It's why a good night's sleep is so important. Much of this crucial consolidation and repair work happens while you're resting, and it's a very active, energy-demanding process. Let's compare our brains to those of our closest relatives, the great apes. A chimpanzee's brain is about 1/3 of the size of ours, but it uses only about 8% of the body's energy. So what makes our brain so different? One of the key factors is the sheer density and complexity of our neural connections. The human cerebral cortex, the outer layer responsible for higher-level thought, is disproportionately large and has far more intricate wiring. This allows for language, abstract reasoning, and long-term planning, but it comes at a steep metabolic cost. This high energy demand has had profound implications for our evolution. To fuel our growing brains, our ancestors had to change their diet. They couldn't get enough calories from just eating leaves and fruits. The shift to a more energy-dense diet, including cooked foods and meat, was a critical step. Cooking, in particular, was a game changer. It pre-digests food, making it easier for our bodies to extract calories and nutrients. This dietary shift provided the necessary fuel to support the evolution of our uniquely powerful and uniquely hungry brains. We essentially traded a more efficient digestive system for a more powerful brain. So, how does the brain manage its energy supply? It's a highly regulated system. When a particular region of your brain becomes more active, say the visual cortex when you're watching a movie, the blood flow to that area increases almost instantly. This process, called neurovascular coupling, delivers more oxygen and glucose precisely where it's needed most. It's the very principle that functional magnetic resonance imaging, or fMRI, uses to map brain activity. By tracking changes in blood flow, scientists can see which parts of the brain are working hardest during a given task. Interestingly, the brain doesn't have any energy reserves of its own. It can't store glucose like muscles or the liver can. This means it needs a constant, uninterrupted supply from the bloodstream. If that supply is cut off, even for a few minutes, brain cells begin to die. This is why conditions like stroke, which block blood flow to the brain, are so devastating. It highlights the brain's incredible vulnerability and its absolute dependence on the rest of the body for its moment-to-moment survival. Let's think about this in our daily lives. That feeling of mental fatigue after intense concentration, it's a real biological phenomenon. Your brain has been burning through its glucose supply. This is why taking short breaks, eating a healthy snack, or even just getting up and moving around can help you feel refreshed. You're literally refueling your brain. It's also why chronic stress and lack of sleep can be so detrimental to cognitive function. Both states disrupt the brain's energy regulation and repair processes, making it harder to think clearly and learn new things. It's also worth noting what doesn't really affect the brain's energy use. You might think that solving a super difficult puzzle would use way more energy than, say, daydreaming. But surprisingly, the difference is relatively small. Remember that huge baseline energy cost we talked about? The vast majority of the brain's energy is spent just maintaining that resting state. The extra energy needed for a specific mental task is only about a 5 to 10% increase over this baseline. So your brain is working incredibly hard all the time, even when you're just zoning out. This constant, high energy consumption is the price we pay for our remarkable cognitive abilities. It's what allows us to compose symphonies, write poetry, explore the universe, and build complex societies. Our brain's hunger is a direct reflection of its incredible power and complexity. It's a biological marvel, a finely tuned engine of thought that is running at full throttle, 24/7. So the next time you feel mentally exhausted, give yourself a break. Recognize that your brain has been doing some serious heavy lifting. It's been firing billions of signals, maintaining its electrical balance, and physically rewiring itself, all to allow you to be you. Our energy-hungry brain is not a flaw. It's the very feature that makes us human. It's a testament to the incredible journey of evolution that led to the most complex structure we know of in the universe. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the brain's metabolism. I hope you found it as fascinating as I do. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the amazing world inside your head, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.